All right, let's try this again. It says I'm live. We'll see. Somebody leave a comment. Let me know that you guys can hear me. And it's going to sound like crap because the earbuds went out. I'm having trouble with the earbuds and whatnot. So I apologize, but it is what it is. Can't control it. Just got to roll with the punches. So let's see if we can hear anything here in punches. So let's see. And we can. So we're good there. Just a hot second. Let's try this again. All right. Looks like we're up. Okay, going. More can. All right, part two, or take two. Had some technical difficulties this morning. It's going to be kind of loud because I don't have the earbuds in. They weren't working if you were on a little bit earlier. So I apologize, but we're going to keep things moving. I'm going to start over. So if you were watching earlier, you might see a little bit of a double here, but that's all right. Obviously, I'm not in my normal office area. We're down in Tampa, Florida. Happy Friday, everybody. It's time for your HMG Weekly Wrap Up. We are down here in Tampa for the Team Addo events. Tonight they have the All Heroes Welcome Ball, and tomorrow they have the All Heroes Open. So tomorrow they're going to be taking out about 300 anglers out on the water and having a good time fishing. Shay Sparks, good morning. How are you? Appreciate you. Kenneth, how you doing, brother? Oh, I appreciate you, man. Oh, you jumping on every week, man. It means a lot. Miss you guys. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Appreciate you jumping on. So, that's what we're doing down here. Team Addo, go check it out. Team Addo, ADDO.org. It's a great organization. I've been coming down here the last couple of years. Last year we sponsored it. This year we're going to sponsor it again with Heroes Media Group, as well as our sister company, HMG Beverage. Everybody here this week, this is our flagship coffee, Heroes United. If you go to hmgbeverage.com, you can order the sample pack. These are our sample packs. These are like 1.5 ounce sample packs made about a pot of coffee, so you can try it out. And we offer other blends and whatnot. So if you're interested, hmgbeverage.com. Check it out, place an order, and we'll get it out to you. Appreciate it. Let me see here. What else? Authors. If you are an author and you want to get your audiobook done, give us the jingle. Go to info@heroesmediagroup.com. Send us an email there, or leave a comment below, or direct messages right here. So, also, you guys see the hats? I got to rep the hats one more time. Boom. Star. If you want one, leave a comment below. They're $25. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let's get the show back on the road. I'm gonna start from the top here and work down again. This week, the S3. We're starting off with the S3. If you're a sports fanatic, you got to check out the S3 with JD and his co-host Lady M. They do all types of NFL headlines with jokes. This week they're talking about the Your Team Sucks Award, an overview of upcoming games for Week 3, and he selects the locks for the season-long contest between the two of them. Plus, they're talking about which players should give back their game checks and which players deserve a raise. Laura, does that sound better? Does that sound better? I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you, as always. So yes, so check that out, all you sports fanatics out there. Check out the S3 with our man JD. Laura, the Steelers. Yeah, do you want to bring up the Steelers? I'm not going to talk about the Steelers. What happened last night? I don't know. Interesting. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show every Monday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This week, they're talking with David Bravo about what he's learned while working and training and teaching with Independence Training after decades of doing training and teaching on his own. Nicole, you can hear me? All right, good. Thank you. Happy Friday. Appreciate it. Laura, return them all. I don't know what to tell you. Steeler fans, right? So the Arms Group Show, Independence Training. If you are looking to do any type of training with a firearm or like dirt medicine, stuff like that, check out independencetrainingaz.com or simply listen to the Arms Room. Every Monday, 2 p.m., they have a new podcast that comes out. They do great content. They are one of the original shows here on the HMG network. So check it out. That's the Arms Room Show. Next up, we got Because Bikers Matter podcast. David Vegas. Schumann sits down with 2022 America's most trusted lawyer, personal injury, with Mark Schumann, founder, CEO of Schumann Legal Personal Injury Lawyers. And they're talking about their passion towards serving and protecting the motorcycle community. So check that out. It's a good one. They ask a question that I think is I want you guys to answer this. Is there a bias against motorcyclists? Is there a bias against motorcyclists? Or are you trying to sell motorcycles? No, I'm not trying to sell. Are you offering to buy my bow tie? Is that what you're asking? What are you asking there? Because if you're offering to buy, give me a good number and we can discuss it. Maybe sign it for you. I don't know. So check out this. Is there a bias against motorcyclists? Because Bikers Matter podcast. This is a great podcast to listen to, especially if you guys ride. So check it out. Label Free podcast is up next. The Art of Expectation with guest Art. I'm going to butcher this. Costiello. Oh, I said it right. Art offers wisdom as well as tangible tools for success that will help you boost your confidence, encourage your journey, and affirm you really to be more free and productive with your life. So check that out. It's a great episode. Label Free podcast. Tony, what's up, brother? How you doing? You are not far from me. I think you should take. I don't think anybody wants to see that, Tony. I don't think anybody. I got to keep the shirt on. This is a family-friendly show, Tony. And as long as you've known me, I'm shocked that you would say something like that. Quite frankly. I love it, man. I love it. I hope all is well with you guys. I'm going to try to get down there and see you guys before we leave. All right, next up we have Rise Up Life on Fire with Krista Free from Battle to Be. If you go to battle2be.org, another great organization, check it out. This week she did like about a little 10-minute video on, she had asked a question, failure is not an option. And it was a really cool. Krista does a lot of coaching and helping people, so I encourage everybody to check this out. She does a really good show. You can actually check it out at the Battle to Be Facebook page. So go check that out. Rise Up Life on Fire. What do we got here? You guys are real funny. Real funny, guys. Real funny. All right, next up. Oh, good one. Pushing Back Chaos. This week's topic is fatherhood. And before I get into this one, I got to tell you something. Obviously, down in Tampa, and the Pushing Back Chaos guys, well, prior to last night, I met 2 out of 3. I've met Melon, met Mike, and last night, Tio decides to bless me with his presence. And it was great. Tio was the only one. Raph was the only one I hadn't met and whatnot. So it was so cool to finally meet Raph, and we had a great time last night. So this week's episode, they're talking about fatherhood, and this was really cool. Melon and Raph, they sit down and they do kind of a Q&A about some of the lessons, convictions, and mistakes that they've, gleaned over and about fatherhood. They share some of their strategies that they've found successful, as well as changes that they didn't foresee coming. Both guys are in agreement. They share importance and looming understanding of the role time plays in our lives, more specifically the pressure that they feel knowing that time runs out for all of us. Listen, this episode hit deep with me because me having my son's in college and going through that, had been a single father for so many years. It was you don't have a lot of time. That time as a father goes by so fast, and so those of you that are parents out there with younger kids, it's easy to say cherish those moments because you think you have all the time in the world, but don't take it for granted, because with a blink it's done. It's gone, and they're out of the house and living their own life. So don't take it for granted. So good episode, pushing back chaos. Check it out. All right, what do we got here? Come on down, Ken. Come on down. Next year, maybe next year. Steve, what time are you doing gator wrestling? I'm not doing it. So what's funny, real quick, about the gator comments, because I see a few of them. I checked to make sure if there was any gators in the. This is actually fresh water. It leads out into the bay, which is salt water. But we actually looked. I called a few people in and around this area, and they said, no, you never really see any gators in here. I said, never really. So there's a chance that there could be one or two floating around, but it's very, very rare that would happen. Nicole, I'm feeling it. Yeah, Nicole, you got oldest is getting ready to go to college here soon, right? Laura, same with you, right? So yeah, being a parent, I freaking love it. Best job in the world, right? All right, let's keep it going. Next one, we have the Decision Hour with yours truly. This week I sat down and the topic was God's Good Table. It's actually, we have a podcast called God's Good Table, and I'm talking, this week I talked with Maureen Diaz. Her and her oldest daughter, Erin, started God's Good Table. And they're sharing a message of health, healing, and hope through timeless principles rooted in God's Word. Exploring the relationships between our food, our health, and how God shows us His plan through His Word. And this is really cool organization and the stuff that she's doing. Maureen got tired of watching her family and stuff being sick, her friends being sick, and there's a lot of Christians that she knows that were sick. So she's been studying healthy foods and kind of Western meds and stuff like that, and not taking what mainstream media says about health and wellness and stuff. And she's been doing a lot of research on different foods and whatnot. I'd encourage you all to check it out. It's a really, really cool website, God's Good Table, and she shares her story on this week's The Decision Hour. So check it out. Why? You don't see them until you're waiting. Steve, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. And I'm not a gator fan. I'll eat gators. I'm not a fan of alligators. I'm just not. So probably wouldn't do very well here in Florida. Great place to visit, and I got a lot of friends here, a lot of family here. I love you guys, but yeah, I don't know. All right, next up, the Power of Investing in People podcast with our gal Shay Sparks, who I got to see. Shay and Wayne from On the Blue Line podcast. They came over earlier this week to meet up with me, so that was great. Had lunch with them. Always a good time. So this week she talks with Grant Hansen. Grant is a person who first and foremost insists on enjoying life. The ways he enjoys it most is by being a father and pursuing whatever allows him to make the biggest impact. He's a multi-passionate entrepreneur, person in long-term recovery, working on mental health space for about 7 years. So he shares his story, and he wants everybody to be successful, and talks more about his passion. So check that out. That's this week's The Power of Investing in People podcast. So it's all good stuff. Next up we have our buddy Fergie. Time to shine today. This week, helping you see around the blind corners of your personal Kilimanjaro with seasoned life guide Nancy Packard, who is a master life coach. So check that out. That's this week's Time to Shine today. Stay with me, guys. We got a couple more here. Next up, we got the MSEC podcast from our friends over at Military Child Education Coalition. You know what's coming. If you are active duty, guard, reserve, or a veteran, and you have children that are still in school, young age, from preschool all the way in through high school, go check out Military Child Education Coalition. They have a slew of resources for our military families. This week's topic: where is home for you? This week's guest, Dr. Ruth Van Rieken, discusses when military children understand their story, they can connect on a global scale. So it's a good episode this week. Check it out. That's this week's MSEC podcast. Next up, we have Oscar Mike Radio, our buddy Travis. This week's conversation, warning, contains mature subject matter and language about PTSD and the effects of PTSD. His guests this week, Chris and Woody, they have over 4 decades of law enforcement experience, and they come onto the show this week to talk about PTSD effects in the law enforcement community, and over the course of their career, situations that they've experienced, and kind of how it's taken a toll on them personally and negatively impacted their lives. So check this out. This is you're hearing it from the law enforcement here, and that's something we definitely support, is our community heroes in the law enforcement. So check it out. Great episode, Oscar Mike Radio. He actually does a live show every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on his Facebook page, Oscar Mike Radio. So check that out. Next up, we got WELL podcast, which stands for Women's Expressions on Leadership, Learning, and Liberty. Aya is a digital wellness coach and founder of Project B, a platform that raises awareness about growing dangers of media and digital attachments. So she goes in and talks to families and does an 8-week online program with with families and whatnot, how to be more authentic and connected by spending less time with technology. And we live in a technological world today. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you guys like this, and technology can be really good, but at the same time, too much of it is not a good thing either. I mean, we get programmed. We constantly, you look at how marketing's done and today and whatnot, and you get fed information, you think too much about it. So this was a really cool episode to check out. So it's this week's WELL. Christina, good morning. How are you? Steve, Grant Hansen. Won't miss the twist and turn. Hit me in the field. Oh man, yeah, deep episode. Deep episode. Next up, we have License for Love. Just the two of us this week is the title. You don't have to be qualified to be qualified, says this week's guest, Charlinda Scales. Those of you that have followed me for a long time, Charlinda is no stranger to HMG. This single mom is a serial entrepreneur, a women's advocate, and a philanthropist. She talks about rising above stereotypes and breaking through bias ceilings and what they are. The CEO of Mutt Sauce takes you on a journey to some of her darkest moments and how she overcame them. What was her motivation to do so? And how did she not just give up? Listen to find out. Charlinda's a kind of sister from another mister, if you will. Been a very good friend for a long time. Love her to death, and she's got an incredible story. So if you've never listened to it, check out this week's License for Love. Next up, we got the Ubaldi reports. It's just facts, no fiction on these guys. They hit both sides of the political aisle and what's going on today. You want what's really going on in the political world, check out the Ubaldi reports, because that's the real stuff right there. Next up, we got your 6 at 6 with our friends over at the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They do a roundtable event. They do some great stuff, have a lot of great guests, so check it out. They do it live from the People's Patriot Project Facebook page, Sunday night, 6 p.m. Check it out. We got an announcement. New show coming here to the network here soon in the next couple of weeks. The All-American Gunslinger Show. It's a show for guys talking about self-care, trucks, cars, men's fashion, grooming, and a slew of other topics. So stay tuned for that. Also coming up, we have Fight in the Shade podcast from our friends over at Arc of Justice. Been a couple weeks since I mentioned them, but they are in studio finishing up the final touches for that first episode to pop off. So stay tuned for that. Honorable mentions this week. Wake Up with Patty Catter. Environmentally Speaking, they got some new stuff coming out, so stay tuned for that. Carry On Podcast. Lindsay's working on a whole bunch of new stuff, so stay tuned for that. Let me see here, what else? Gabe, what's up, brother? How you doing? Sponsors. I've got to give a shout out to Simper Savage, best salad dressing marinades on the planet. Go check it out, get you some. Of course, my tax fella, he does all of our bookkeeping and our taxes. I've been working with Anthony and his crew for the last couple of years, so go follow him. And of course, our sister company, HMG Beverage. We got the coffee, we got our spirit line. Excuse me, go to hmgbeverage.com to check it out. Again, I'm going to show you the hats. Yep, they fit good, they feel good. Let's face it, they look good. You want one? You know you want one. Give us a shout. Leave a comment below. Tell me, Adam, I want a hat. What do I need to do to get one? Leave a comment below. Send me a DM. Or you can email us at hats@hmgbeverage.com. They're $25. That'll get you a hat. Folks, listen. It's Friday. I'm in Tampa. I'm already sweating my butt off because it's humid down here. But I'm loving it. We got events to do. I got a busy day ahead of us. I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on. I'll see you guys next week. God bless you. God bless America. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.